God.
I know. You keep messing with it.
All right. Hello, everybody. Bear with me a minute because I'm trying to figure out what's going on everything. It's just not wanting to cooperate.
It's the operator.
It probably is the operator. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second. Can we turn off the ring light behind it? See how dark we are?
Okay.
See if that fixes that. Ooh. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. We are messing around with a few things. Bear with us a second. Nope, that made it worse. Okay, turn that back on. We're having technical difficulties this evening. What else is new? All right. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Okay. And I can actually see myself up there. Okay. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the jarring experience if you're on YouTube. I know. Up and down and up and down. I do apologize for that. So, but we are here. We are live. We are excited. We are planning on talking to everybody about two of our favorite destinations. As you can see, I managed to do a mashup of our backdrop because we're talking Disney versus Universal this evening. So super excited about that. We're going to let a few people get in here before we really start getting into that part of our conversation this evening. And if people are getting in here, if you can drop a hello, let us know where you're from. We really enjoy that, especially during the live. It's always fun getting to watch people pop up and say, hey, we're from such and such a place. It's a lot of fun for us, seeing where we reach to. So, all right, looks as though we've got a couple of people on each one, which is fantastic. I only did one post today as a reminder on our social media, so it'll be interesting to see how many people get on here. Hopefully, YouTube and Facebook will do its job and remind everyone that we are live.
All right, Dad's on.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
We're actually going to do things a little bit backwards this evening because we. Oh, you want me close? I'm in a weird mood tonight, guys.
Yep, she is.
All right. So because we're going to be talking about the theme park so much, I'm actually going to save the news until after we talk about our state of the week, which is going to be the state of Florida, because we're doing so much about Florida anyway. Might as well talk about some things that you can do in Florida that don't involve theme parks. I know that's
Wait a minute. There's something else to do in Florida other than theme parks?
Yeah, there's actually a lot to do. For one thing, there are tons of cruise options if you are a cruiser, whether you want to be on a mega ship like Harmony of the Seas or Oasis of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, or if you want to be on a much smaller ship, more intimate, get a really unique knowledge of things, you can do American Cruise Line right there out of Jacksonville. So there are several cruise ports, like I mentioned. There is Jacksonville, Florida. There is Tampa, Florida. Port Canaveral, which actually just surpassed Miami as the largest cruise port for passenger cruising, which is super exciting. Yes. Then there is Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So lots of places for you to be able to get out in Florida if you are interested in cruising at all.
Yes, so, there is.
That's one thing. Another thing is you can't really go to Florida for any amount of time and not try to at least take a day to experience the Space Coast. And what I mean by the Space Coast is Kennedy Space Center. Whether it is a launch that is going off that you could actually see from the Orlando area. If you're visiting the theme parks, that's always fun. Being able to take a day going out, having a nice beach day at Cocoa Beach.
Yep. There's nothing like being close to the launch and being able to feel the roar and the rumbling and hear it and be able to see, like, especially with SpaceX and they're bringing it back down.
That would be cool.
It's really cool to watch all that stuff. So, so that is definitely something you can really do. You can
Hi, Becky. Thanks for joining us.
You can go right over to Kennedy Space Center. You can see the history of spaceflight, literally from the very first rockets all the way clear up through to present day rockets and stuff.
Yeah,
So
isn't that incredible?
yes. So if you've got a little one that's interested in outer space or astronomy and stuff like that,
Oh, definitely.
that is definitely a place you would want to take them.
Hello from North Carolina.
Whoa!
All right. So, yes, we really enjoyed Kennedy Space Center on our last visit, which was before Nick was born, actually. So, we are past due on being able to go and experience it again because they change their exhibits all of the time.
Yeah.
But one thing we're super excited about is the last time that we were there, they did not have the shuttle there. And so, being able to go and see that would be really cool.
Yeah, it's the Endeavor, right?
I
think
think
it's
so.
what it was.
I think it's the Endeavor
think
that
it
is at Kennedy.
But yeah, it is an awesome place to experience. And like I said, it's a beautiful place to be able to see a nice launch. And it doesn't matter where you're at in Florida. If there is a launch, you just look to the east and pay attention because
Or north if you're in Miami.
well, this is true. North. If you're down at the bottom part, look north because you're going to see a little dot going up through the sky. And we've had the opportunity to actually see
That was
a
cool.
launch from down in Orlando, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get to see another one next week too. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, keep good thoughts, good weather.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, another thing that you can do, and I'm kind of going to bounce all over the state because that's just what I do, is you need to go and experience Miami. And the reason why I say that is because if you are the least bit into architecture or history or multicultural experiences, Miami is a mecca for all of that. You not only have Miami Beach, Atlantis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Endeavor must be the one in New York that we saw.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you are in Miami, obviously you've got Miami Beach. Everybody talks about it. It's an amazing thing. You also have a very heavy Hispanic and Cuban influence. So you're going to have a lot of really unique foods that you can try, which is always fun. And then, of course, there's a really big Art Deco presence that you will find in Miami. So if you are really into architecture, you'll see that from the 1930s, early 1940s. They have actually renovated all of those. Sounded like a launch went off behind our house last night. That's too funny. You will see all of these really cool buildings that have been refurbished and repurposed into unique boutique hotels and shops and restaurants and things. So it really is a fun destination to be able to go and visit and experience something completely different from what we're used to up here in the Northeast.
And of course, you can continue on down and get into the Keys. It's another wonderful place to go visit.
Love it.
Tons of snorkeling. There is the Endeavors in New York City and at the Intrepid. That's where I had it backwards.
Yep.
The Endeavors up in New York.
Discoveries in DC.
DC. Okay. And Atlantis is out in California.
No, Atlantis is in Kennedy.
Huh?
Atlantis is in Kennedy.
Oh, Atlantis is in Kennedy. Well, then it's Anyway,
we're getting hung up on space shuttles. One moment, Zach, please.
All right, down in the Keys, you've got all kinds of stuff you can do down there. You can do snorkeling. There's the Turtle Hospital you can go visit. There's places to go shopping. You can go eat.
Yep.
Drink your way through Duval Street down in Key West.
You got to at least see the southernmost point, which is the Big Buoy. There are cruises in port that day, then it may not be worth waiting in the line to get your photo taken with it. But to say that you have seen the southernmost point of the continental U.S. is pretty awesome.
Yeah. And to think that you're only 90 miles away from Cuba.
Yeah.
Right at that point. It's really interesting. So.
Yes, it is. So.
But then you go back up the coast and you go across like you're heading over to the Gulf.
Real quick.
Put the brakes on.
Sorry. Before we start heading back up the coast, I wanted to talk about the Keys very briefly because there's so many different places to stay. I actually had people that were just in Isla Morada about 2 weeks ago now, and they absolutely loved it because they were able to drive a couple hours down, experience Key West, come back up, stay in their resort, and then they went back up into Key Largo because they wanted to be able to experience John Pennekamp National Park, which is the only national park in the United States that is underwater.
Yep.
It is a coral reef reserve. So I wanted to make sure I tossed that in there. I was wrong. Endeavor is in Cali. Enterprise is in NYC. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What I am it's messing with me. So anyway, we go back up out of the Keys and we want to head west so that we can kind of get back onto the Gulf Coast area.
Yeah.
You're going to go through the Everglades National Park.
Yeah. And that is something definitely to go experience because this is something you don't get to see every single day. I swear.
Nikki, do you want to show them why you're so happy? No, he's going to go back to watch Maui.
Yep.
He's wearing his Mickey Sorcerer's hat because I'm wearing ears and he's all excited.
Yeah.
So he has to dress up like mom.
Yep. He knows what's coming. So.
Yes, he does. Now, that being said, that will not be going on the trip with us because I will lose it.
Yep. But anyway, the Everglades is a great place to visit if you're into seeing alligators and wildlife and eagles and man, just you name it, it's there.
Yeah, it is one of the largest national parks in the country. It spans 1.5 million acres, believe it or not.
Yep.
And it is home to a lot of things that some of them are like, oh, nope, I'm not messing with them. For instance, like the alligators or the American crocodile actually calls the Everglades home. And then there's also river otters, which are so adorable, but don't corner one because they are even more vicious than the crocodiles and the alligators. And then Florida panthers and manatees also make their home here in the Everglades. So tons of things that you can do. If you're interested in visiting the Everglades, it would not be complete unless you got the opportunity to take an airboat tour.
Yeah, definitely.
So fun. Heading back on up, obviously, Gulf Coast is home to so many beaches. There's so much to do, so much to see, and some of our favorites that are definitely going to be needing the tourism dollars as much as possible because of the hurricane that came through. Take yours off. Take your off. I don't know what you mean, Deb. So... but anyway, so when you get on up into Sanibel Island, that is an absolutely amazing place. You can pick up thousands of seashells if you really wanted to. Fort Myers Beach area is another really great place to be able to go and enjoy. And then Sarasota, bug spray. Oh, yes. If you are in the Everglades, you definitely have to have your bug spray.
Okay. Take your off.
I thought she was like telling me to take my ears off. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to. They're cute. They're Haunted Mansion. So don't tell me to take my ears off, woman. So anyway, getting back to the Sarasota, Florida area, this is a really great place. It's just south of Tampa, and it's actually home of the Ringling Brothers. So you can actually see the Ringling Brother mansion, which is a lot of fun. You can go to the Circus Museum. You can be a part of the circus if you even want to while you're there, especially if you have really active kids and you want to see them do something fun. Bear with me 1 second. They will not let up. So anyway,
okay.
What?
It just said trying to reconnect. Okay, I think we're back on there.
Okay, good. Girl, you're losing it tonight. Good Lord, you have no idea. It has been one of those days. I've just not been able to catch up or get anything done that I wanted to get done today. So I'm officially in vacay mode. That's why my brain is just like, it's not working.
Believe me, I was at work today, and that's all I could think about, just going on vacation. I'm not in the mood to do anything this week. So
yep, that's exactly where we are.
Board the plane and go.
So other things that you can do while you are in the Sarasota, Tampa area, make sure that you check out the Tampa Zoo at Lowry Park. That is absolutely a beautiful zoo if you've never been. And a fun bonus thing, if you have Disney Plus, make sure that you watch Secrets of the Zoo. They have like 3 or 4 seasons for that particular zoo. So you really get a feel for everything there, which is really awesome.
Keep talking.
And then other things that you can do is Busch Gardens in Tampa. Now, we're getting back into the theme parks a little bit. Florida is very well known for all of their theme parks and ecotourism. So when you go to Busch Gardens, they have a bunch of safari style tours. They have one of the largest zoos actually in North America, which is a really awesome thing for them to be able to say. They also have 10 roller coasters. So if you have a roller coaster enthusiast, like for instance, JT and Noah and even Chris, Scott a little bit, he can only do so many of them at this point. But if you have those roller coaster enthusiasts, make sure that you check it out because it'll be so much fun for you to be able to ride, for them to be able to ride the roller coasters. And then me, the animal lover, I'm going to be spending so much time enjoying myself on the like safaris and experiencing the animals and such. So, are we having issues, Scott?
I don't know whether it's me, my phone, or if it's yours.
I don't know.
Back out of here real quick.
Bear with us 1 second, guys, because we're having issues on our Facebook page, and Scott is trying to troubleshoot and see if it will come back up. What are you doing? So he actually killed his.
Okay, so it's still going live on Facebook, so just keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Sounds good. All right. So something that isn't talked about very much is going on north on the Gulf side and checking out the Panhandle. So Destin, Florida is actually one of the most popular hidden gems of the Gulf Coast. It is a really amazing place to be able to go and have great white sand beaches, nice calm waters, very calm and tranquil, and eventually that's where my brother and his wife want to retire to. They absolutely love it there in Destin. You can also go inland a little bit. You can check out Tallahassee, which is the state capital, and definitely enjoy the Spanish moss and all of the nature and stuff that they have in that area. If I bring it back down a little bit, I do want to talk about other destinations that you can do while you are in Orlando. In Orlando, you can actually go to SeaWorld. I know SeaWorld has been controversial in the past, but SeaWorld actually has, how many coasters? I think it has 7. It has 18 rides in total. It has 4 shows, one of which includes penguins. And oh my gosh, Nick is in love with penguins. So that's one thing we definitely want to do the next time we go to SeaWorld. We also, like I said, they have 6, soon to be 7 roller coasters. So they're really becoming like the roller coaster capital of Orlando, if you think about it, because technically there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 big roller coasters at Universal between the 2 parks. And then at Disney, they have Tron. And I'm thinking like outdoor coasters, by the way. So they have Tron, which is going to be opening up shortly. And then Expedition Everest and Animal Kingdom. Cosmic Rewind is an indoor coaster, but I think we can count it for this one because it's pretty intense. And that's kind of it. Hollywood Studios, Slinky Dog Dash. That's not really one of the big ticket coasters. So if you are coaster enthusiasts, SeaWorld is really a great place for you to go because you're going to have 7 as of this summer that you can do right there in SeaWorld, which is really awesome. Let me see here. Another thing that you should do if you have the time, especially if you have a vehicle while you are staying on properties, go ahead and check out Gatorland. That is one of the funkiest places I have ever seen. They have capybaras. So if anybody has a Encanto obsessed child like I do. The capybaras, they're kind of like oversized guinea pigs. They're technically the largest rodent in the world. And these things are so cute and so laid back. And you can actually go in and you can sit and you can pet them and you can feed them while you're at Gatorland. So I thought that was a really cool touch of something that you can do. Brought them back in and they're really popular now. So I thought that was really, really fun. As far as other things that you can do in Orlando, go into downtown Kissimmee. They have every Friday night, I'm wanting to say, they have a car show. Oh, there you are. Oh. So that's always fun to do. There's all these little dinner shows if you wanted to do a dinner and a show like the Camelot show, I think is what they call it. It's nights, and you cheer and stuff as they have the nights and stuff in the arena, similar to like Dixie Stampede that you would have in Myrtle Beach or Gatlinburg. So that's definitely lots of things that you can do. So, oh, you turned on Buzz for him.
Yeah, well, I think we had a hiccup in our internet service.
That could be. That's why it kicked it off.
Yeah, it kicked off his TV in there, and
okay.
I can't get my phone to come connect back up, so I'm just going to shut it off. Don't worry about it.
Well, it says I have 2 people in there, so hopefully everybody is up there and enjoying what I am talking about. So other things in the Orlando area, outside of Orlando, and I can't believe I forgot this. See, like, I'm all discombobulated, and I apologize. When you're over towards the Clearwater side of Florida, so the Gulf side, if you're going in the winter time, definitely make sure that you check out, what am I trying to call it? Nope. Where the manatees are, Crystal River.
Crystal River, yeah.
Make sure that you check out Crystal River because you'll actually be able to see manatees coming in order to stay warm during the winter. And it's a really amazing thing because they can have hundreds of manatees right there in Crystal River at one time, something that you just wouldn't see anywhere else. Christopher says he's still kicking, so that's good. I'm glad you're still kicking, Chris. Other things that you can do.
Vicky's chatting.
Okay.
So anyway, other things you can do.
Something that I thought was really fun and unique, and definitely Florida, definitely a tourist trap, but that's okay. Have you got the storm yet? Could be messing with your signal.
No, not yet, but it is on its way. So that's probably what's causing the problems.
Yeah. So the Weeki Wachee Spring and Live Mermaid Show. This is something that I want to do. It sounds so kitschy and just like ridiculous, and I love it. They have had live mermaids performing here for over 60 years, and they have 400 seats in their underwater show pavilion area. So they really have a big setup. And then they have the mermaids and stuff that swim. And I want to do it so badly because I mean, that's just awesome. I remember vaguely, because I was only 4, being able to ride the Nautilus when the submarine ride was in Walt Disney World. And I swear I remember there being mermaids in it, but I could be wrong. That could be just a part of my imagination. But I remember at some point there was mermaid, like I think there were mermaids there, and that was when I got to see it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So definitely want to do that someday.
There might have been. I don't recall mermaids being there, but you know, you did fall down a lot as a kid, so.
Are you trying to make me angry this evening? So, if I go ahead and head over a little bit, actually go back to Fort Myers because I found something interesting I didn't know was there. So Thomas Edison and Henry Ford both had winter houses right there in Fort Myers. They had them side by side, which is incredible to me. And if you go, you can actually do tours of the Edison Mansion, and you can see, you're also 65, Dad. Things change. Thank you, Chris.
Anyway.
So being able to go into Thomas Edison's home, seeing his workshop, seeing his botanical garden, seeing all kinds of different things, I think would be a really cool thing. But for us especially, I think that would be a fun historical thing to be able to go and do.
Yeah.
There's also the Salvador Dali Museum, which is in St. Petersburg. And then if we go ahead and go up north of Daytona a little bit, which is home of the Daytona 500, they've actually built the Speedway in 1959. Before that, they were doing it right on the beach, which you can still drive on the beach in certain areas on the Atlantic side.
Yep.
So that's always fun.
Especially at Daytona.
Yep, especially at Daytona. That was a big thing.
Clear down into
I know you can do it at Cocoa too.
Cocoa, yeah.
So But St. Augustine has an amazing historic district. You can go and check out the Castillo de San Marcos National Monument. Basically, that is the fort that is there. It is the oldest masonry fort that is in North America, which is just incredible. You can also check out Flagler College, which was originally built as a hotel by the railroad magnate Henry Flagler. Sorry, I'm trying to read my notes.
Henry Flagler.
And so it is actually one of the most photographed buildings in the area, just because it is so pretty and gorgeous.
Yeah. Did you see it? Did you see a photo of it? Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's unreal.
So the only other thing that I had on here that I completely missed, I wanted to mention real quick, is you can also go to the Dry Tortugas National Park. Now, this one you're going to have to do, like if you're staying in Key West or in the Keys, you have to do a catamaran. They also offer a ferry. You can even fly there. That one gets a little on the expensive side because you take a water plane. But you can go and you can check out the Dry Tortuga National Park. And it's really neat because it's 75 miles west of Key West. Say that a million times fast.
75 miles west of Key West.
Yep. But one of the biggest reasons why people like this so much is because they have such great snorkeling and scuba diving here because of the reefs off of the shores of the Dry Tortugas.
Yeah.
So fun. All right. Let me see here. It's 8:30, so let's go ahead and get started on all of this information. So, Disney World news. We are only going to be talking about the East Coast this evening. So, for Walt Disney World, they just announced that they are bringing more dates for Disney After Hours. This is a separately ticketed event that you can purchase tickets for. Previously, they've only been doing them at Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom, but they announced that they're going to start doing them for Epcot. So if you are really wanting to ride Frozen, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Cosmic Rewind, these are great opportunities to be able to do it with really small lines because it is a limited ticket event. There's not very many people that come in. Now, tickets are going to be able to start being purchased on March 3rd, and they range anywhere from $75 to $149, and they sell out quickly. So if this is something you're thinking about, we can definitely talk about getting those tickets for you for your travel dates. Epcot's After Hours will officially start on June 1st, and then the others, they're continuing on through over the next several months, and a lot of those have already been sold out. March 20th, anyone who purchases a Genie Plus, okay, that is how you access the express lines or old fast pass lines of the ride attractions, the lightning lanes. You will actually be getting access to all of your attraction photos. What I mean by that is if you ride Tower of Terror, you're going to have access to your ride photos for that. If you ride a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, you will have access to that. You will not necessarily have access to a PhotoPass member taking photos of you in front of the castle at night, things like that. It's more so geared towards the rides that you will be riding using your Genie Plus app.
Yep.
So Epcot Flower and Garden Festival officially starts on March 1st, which is Wednesday. Sorry, it's Monday. Almost birthday month. Oh boy. Epcot Flower and Garden Festival will be running from March 1st through July 5th. They have over 15 outdoor kitchens this year. And one thing I saw that they are bringing for this particular festival that is really cute is the Orange Bird Sippers. So if you are an Orange Bird fan, this festival is definitely going to be for you this year because they have a lot of Orange Bird merchandise. They also have really cute Munchling plushies. So that is something else that you can get if that's something that's interesting to you.
Yep.
So what's interesting for us is we were looking at the menus a little bit just so that we would have an idea. And there's a few things that I was like, ooh, that looks really good.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, she did that right before dinner. And like I was drooling over half of the photos and the stuff she was talking about. And I'm like, okay, we better take some extra money with us when we go into Epcot because we're going to be sampling a lot of food.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like a bison
Oh, yeah.
braised meat that looked really amazing. There was a shrimp and cheese curd poutine over fries in Canada Pavilion that I was like, ooh, that looks amazing.
Made my stomach hurt.
A lot of dairy for him. So, but anniversary month, says Mike. All right. So definitely a lot of things. We're looking forward to being able to check that out and kind of give you guys a heads up on what things you can have.
Yep.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention briefly about Walt Disney World is the boardwalk has been under construction for the past several months, and they are temporarily closing their concierge lounge. So basically, their concierge is if you are in like a certain level of rooms that you've paid for, you have concierge access and service. The lounge is going to be closed temporarily from March 11th through the end of April as they do construction in that area. So just as a heads up for anybody that's staying in Boardwalk. And then let me see here. Universal Orlando. Not a whole lot to report. Sean Paul is going to be performing on Saturday night. Our friend Leslie is so excited. We're going to attend that concert with her. We're going to see how Nick does with the concert. Nick and I may not be there very long. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to put on a fantastic show. My friend Missy was very bummed that she's like, seriously, that's when he's going to be there. That's that was the big one she wanted to see.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny.
She shouldn't have put those floors down. She should have went with us.
That's what her husband said too. And then Lauren Daigle is going to be on Sunday night. So that one was added in. I don't remember seeing that one originally.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Hagrid's is currently closed for a refurb, but it will be reopening on March 6th, which is that Monday. So we will have one day to ride it while we are there.
Thank gosh. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't.
Yeah, they don't extend it.
Yeah, they don't extend it.
But a reason to go back, I guess. And then Popeye and Bluto's Bildrat barges, and then Me Ship the Olive. Those are under their annual refurbishment for, and they will be down through March 11th. So not too upset about that, just because there will be a lot of other things that we'll be doing. Don't necessarily have to get completely drenched and soaked on a water ride in March. And then the last thing is that I thought was really interesting is Universal Orlando or Universal Studios park entrance is temporarily under refurbishment. So they have it completely blocked off, and you will actually be entering through the exit of Universal Studios in order to get in and out. So I thought that was really interesting. So just
that's a little different. Yeah. Something exciting to do. Wow, 2 trains in one night. Man,
I know.
They must haul in some freight or something.
So you had something you wanted to share. Yeah.
So we'll let Megan grab a drink of water here. And something I've been working on for a few years, and most of you guys know it. Some of you don't. But I finally completed my college classes and graduated from college. Wanted to say thank you to Megan, because if it wasn't for her, I never would have been able to do this. Never would have done it to begin with. But she's been a great inspiration to me, and she's definitely pushed and helped me in more ways than anybody knows. So thank you for all your help, and thank you for making me do that. But
you're welcome.
The reward is that right there. So I'm official.
Round of applause, everybody. Give them a round of applause.
So, pretty excited about that. Can't wait.
So what's interesting, I've been the travel agent for 6 years, but he's the one that actually has credentials that says travel and tourism management.
Yep.
So that's funny.
But anyway,
I trust me, I have a lot of credentials and stuff from suppliers and tourism boards and things like that. It's just funny that a diploma that he has says travel and tourism management, whereas mine say small business and administrative assistant.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see.
Excited to be done.
Yeah, I'm excited to be done. I am not excited about starting to pay the student loans. So,
Wow.
But with every education, you got to pay for it. So
yeah.
But I'm excited to see where everything leads us. The new roads and new opportunities. It's going to open up new doors for me and for you both. There's a lot of good things. So
I agree.
You're going to see and hear a lot more of me doing a lot of this kind of stuff with Megan and in these lives and stuff. So be prepared. You're going to get your ears talked off, but
Woohoo!
I'm excited, and we got some really good plans. I won't
lose my voice every night.
Yeah, we got some really good plans for the business, and we're going to be out and live on location in a lot of places. That's going to be coming probably in a few months. Not right now because there really isn't any location setups just yet, but they are coming, and we're going to be out around Pittsburgh and supporting and showing off our business and trying to get new clients. So
Christopher says he doesn't have to pay for college. Well, good for you.
Well,
you paid for it in other ways.
For it in other ways, yeah, totally. So you did your work, going through basic training and serving the country and stuff. So that's you'll never hear me complain about that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so anyway, with that being said, we're going to put our combined noggins together and our education and talk to you guys about the pros and cons, like which part does things better.
Okay.
And I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with this, actually.
So we're talking about the pros and cons of which park does better between Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando.
Yes, these are for the Orlando parks. We are not getting into the West Coast this evening.
Okay.
So first things first is when you start planning your trip and you're like, you know what? I think I might want to go here, but I don't really know a whole lot of information. I need to do some research. Which one do you think is better for like the whole research process?
Oh, easily. Universal, hands down.
Okay.
The reason why is because Disney has so many different avenues that you have to go through. Dining reservations, you got to have park reservations, you got to have, it's just left and right, everything. Universal is kind of like one of those point click. Okay, I'm going. I got my tickets.
It's not quite that simple. You still need to use me.
Yeah, it's not that simple. You got to call us. But it's easier.
Is a lot easier.
It's a lot easier. Yeah.
It's not nearly as overwhelming.
And the part that I like the most about it is the fact that once you get down there, it's just so much easier. Like you're right there. You're all right there. You've got all your hotels. You got your parks.
I haven't been wearing these very much.
You got your parks and everything right in the one area, and it's just so easy to move about. So.
Yeah, I think that is definitely one thing. Bear with me as I mess with my ears a little bit. So for the planning process, I will say that for me personally, I love planning Disney trips. And a lot of people, they are like, you do you, help me out with this, please. And I love it. I love getting into the nitty gritty of, okay, when do you want to go? Because Disney is a very big thing of like, what time of year do you want to go? Universal too, honestly, because of their festivals that they have, whether it's Mardi Gras, HHN, Christmas time is incredible at Universal. Not to say it isn't at Disney. But the planning process for me is so much fun with Disney because there's so many moving parts. There's so much to do, so much to plan. And I really end up getting great rapport and relationships with my clients that I send because we do all this stuff together. And so they end up having a really great time because they know what to expect. And I have a great time because I got to do all this planning and kind of be my crazy Disney nerd self.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you. Universal is probably going to be a lot less like, oh my God, what am I getting into? But for me personally, as your travel specialist, I do really enjoy my Disney trips that I help plan.
Yep.
So the next thing that I want to talk about is which one does it better for, I don't want to say festivals, but as far as their seasonal offerings, which one do you think does it better?
Hands down, Disney.
Really?
Yeah, hands down, Disney. I mean, you literally go into the Magic Kingdom, and it's Christmas time, and when that snow comes down on top of you, dude, the biggest guys in the world will melt.
Yes.
Like literally melt.
Yes.
So it's beautiful.
I'm shocked that you said that. Because I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think that Universal's been kicking butt. Like,
Well, they're doing good. I mean, they've
um,
definitely stepped it up. But I mean, there's something to be said when you go to Walt Disney World and go in for the Christmas, because I
okay,
mean, it's it's magical. I mean,
okay,
literally, it's magical.
okay. I love that. That was not something that I was expecting. I think that Universal really does a lot of things phenomenally.
Hmm.
Um,
They do. Don't get me wrong.
they beat out Universal Studios beats out all festivals at Epcot, in my opinion. The Mardi Gras Festival, which is included in your ticket,
Hmm.
is so amazing. It is so good. So many great food booths, so much great entertainment that they really do a great job with that. I love that. It's better than any of the other festivals that you can do at Epcot, in my humble opinion. And I love Food and Wine Festival. Like, I love it.
Hmm.
So there's that. Also, with Universal, when they do their Halloween HHN, now that's a separately ticketed event. So, I mean, that kind of takes some points off, maybe a little bit. But Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is also a separately ticketed event, and you can't get in to nearly as many because they don't offer as many dates as they do for HHN. So I think that there is something to be said for that. And they're really like comparing apples to oranges. Disney Christmas. Your dad's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
As far as HHN and Mickey's Halloween Party, I'm always going to be a big kid, so I'm going to always go with the Halloween Party at Disney as compared to HHN because I'm a big scaredy cat and will end up not doing most of the houses.
Hey, me, I love candy, and Disney's handing out candy to adults and kids.
Yep.
Dude, I love it.
Yep. All right, I gotta take these off.
Okay, you can go trick or treating as a kid. I mean, that's another thing too.
As an adult, you can go trick or treating.
Oh, well, I meant myself as a kid.
Oh,
so, I haven't grown up. I'm still a Toys R Us kid.
Okay, so I would say that Disney probably does beat out a little bit. Like, the more you talk, the more you can kind of convince me. I was really expecting to go with Universal for that one.
Yeah.
Now,
well, don't get me wrong. I love the Grinch and everything, but like I said, Disney, they take the cake on that kind of stuff. So
most definitely. Okay. Now, as far as enjoyment, like for your entire vacation, because we've done both resorts several times. So as far as overall enjoyment from beginning to end of the process, from starting to plan it, getting there, enjoying yourself in the parks, and then coming home, which one do you prefer?
Well, I mean, I'm always going to have the nostalgia of Walt Disney World. I mean, always have that. Because I went there with my parents and stuff, and then we took our boys, and now we're taking Nick. I mean, it's continuing on through the generations. But to be honest with you, I think I'm going to have to go with Universal.
Okay.
And the reason why is I like the closeness of the parks. I like the fact that your hotels. He's nuts. The hotels are
a good time.
Literally right there by the park, so you don't have to wait for an hour or so to get over from like your hotel clear over to the Magic Kingdom or wherever you're going on Disney property.
Yeah.
Universal, 15-20 minutes, as long as transportation is running on time, you're there. I mean,
exactly.
you're literally at the gates and ready to walk in and go have fun. So,
and if things are a little too busy on one side, or it starts to rain and you're in Islands of Adventure, go over to Studios. Like, it's literally a 5-minute walk. Yeah. I'm with you, brother. Universal is the best. So I totally get all of that. The other thing that I'm going to have to go with Universal too, and don't get me wrong, I love the planning, like finding out, oh my gosh, we're going to do 3 days at Disney. And I'm like, all right, I'm planning this and I'm planning that. And I'm having so much fun because it's like, oh my God, it's hours and there's all these things I want to do. But the problem is when I get to Disney, I am go, go, go. I have this I need to get to. I have that I need to get to. And at the end of the day, I am so exhausted that I'm to a point where like I'm mentally fried. I am physically fried. I can't do anymore. And I need extra time in order to be able to recover from that. When you go to Universal, and I hope that you will agree with me, I'm a completely different person in that I'm like, okay, I can relax. I can stroll. Oh, this has a 20-minute wait. Let's go right. Why are you doing that?
Oh, just there was a bug flying back and forth. I was just watching
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah, so, no, you are. You're a lot more relaxed at Universal. And to be honest with you, I think it's just because Walt Disney World's complex is so big that you go there thinking, okay, I'm going to do this, and we'll get to see this, and we're going to do this, and go do that.
You expect to do everything in one day,
and you don't get to.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh my God, now I got to come back. I got to do this again. And Universal, you're right there. Everything is literally right there.
You guys understand that one, Meg.
I mean, you're just from the time you're dropped off at the front doors, you check into your room, you go right out the back doors, and sometimes you go out the back doors, you go right to the boats, or you go to the buses and stuff. Boom, you're dropped off right there. You go into the parks. If you want to just go in and just eat at City Walk and hang out, it is right there. I mean, just watch people go by all the time. And then, hey, casually stroll in and go in and do some rides and stuff and hang out.
Right.
But at Disney, you literally, like I said, it takes an hour almost sometimes from resort to.
They actually recommend an hour and a half in order to get from your resort
so an
or
hour
your
and a
other
half.
park to
So think about
the next
that.
location.
An hour and a half. What could you be doing in an hour and a half? Now, Universal, 15, 20 minutes tops. You're in.
Yep.
How many rides could you knock out in that time?
No, I know. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I do love Disney. I love going there, but the place is massive. Yep. I mean, it is literally the size of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yep.
40 square miles.
Yep. Next question, and may or may not stump him with this. Excluding festival foods, which one does dining options better?
Ooh. This one's tough. Now, don't get me wrong, Universal's got some really good food. They got great places to go. I mean, you've got Confisco's, you've got just everything there. It's just like
Louis for him.
Yeah, Louis Pizza. I know. I can't help it. That's just a given. But when it comes to actual presentation and food-wise and the quality of food, hands down, it's Disney. Yep. They have got the best of the best. Now, Universal's working on it. They are coming up in their game on that. So, to be honest with you, I can give it another 5 years, and Universal's going to be beating Disney. I'm telling you.
I think that's a good possibility. I will say my issue with Universal is I don't think they have enough good quick service locations per se. Like, for instance, I love the green eggs and ham. That is like my favorite thing. We go to Seuss Landing. Part of it's nostalgia, but it's actually really good food, like really great tots. So that's something that I'm always going to be like, oh my gosh, I want to eat that, But there's really nothing else in Islands of Adventure that I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go and eat. I want to eat there. There's really nothing in Universal Studios. Louis for you. Because like mine is green eggs and ham, his is Louis Pizza, and they're in two different parks. So we kind of work out ourselves with that. But that's about it as far as like our quick services that we've had where we've been just like, oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah. Not to say it's not good food, but it's just not.
Right. Do this. Let me throw one back at you.
Uh-oh.
Name 4 restaurants in Universal that you like to eat at.
Cowfish, Confisco's, Mythos, and Lombard's.
Okay. Now name 4 that you like at Disney.
I can't just do
you see
4.
That? I mean, that's the point. Well, that's what I'm trying to say is they have got it knocked off of the chart because you literally.
What's wrong?
You literally have so many options and stuff. I mean, for me, if I was to go and pick 4 at Disney,
You're not going to get whatever it is that you're asking for. Sorry.
If I was saying 4 at Disney, I would say 1, definitely Yak and Yeti at the Animal Kingdom lot or Animal Kingdom.
Can't compare Universal, but Disney. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deb, we need to get you to Universal because I think you would really enjoy a lot of the things there.
It's really cool. Anyway, Yak and Yeti for me.
Okay.
You got to eat at the Crystal Palace at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Let's see what else is. It's hard for me to pick.
Mine would be Liberty Tree Tavern in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I really enjoy the food there.
Yeah.
And Yak and Yeti's a good one, but I like Satuli Canteen better. See, the issue is there are so many quick service places that I can mobile order and pick up my food that is just phenomenal at Disney. And that's where they beat out Universal for me.
Oh, this is going to surprise you. Other than the Sci-Fi Cafe there at Hollywood Studios, but Woody's Lunchbox.
Woody's Lunchbox. It's another quick service.
It's
That's
a quick
on my
service.
list of like, oh my gosh, amazing food. They have tachos there.
Yeah.
I apparently have a thing for potato barrels, like tater tots. I don't know, but Cinderella Castle, yeah. So they have really great themed eateries and stuff too. Whereas at Universal, they have like seasonal things where you can go and you can eat, but they're generally at places that have decent food, but they're not like the greatest food. So Cinderella's Royal Table, you really expect like that high quality stuff. When you go to the Riviera Resort and you're doing what is it, Topolino's Terrace, you really expect like a good gourmet meal while you're there. So I think that Disney does food better. Point blank.
Yep.
Okay.
Great.
Now, as far as rides go, which one actually overall, because really it's a little bit like comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah, when you go to Universal and if you try to compare Universal to Walt Disney World, it's totally different because okay, first of all, I absolutely love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train ride. I love Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I love going on Space Mountain. I love that, and that's just one park. That's literally one park. But
maybe we should break it up a little bit. So for thrills, which one would you go to?
Oh, hands down, thrills, Universal.
Exactly. If you're going for nostalgia,
you go to Disney.
And dark rides, you're going to Disney.
Yep.
So I think that's the easiest way to kind of knock that.
Yeah.
Like make that.
Yeah. That's the only way you could compare the two parks together. I mean,
not to say that there aren't some really awesome dark rides at Universal. Every time we go, E.T.'s Adventure is one of the first rides that we do because that is like a classic nostalgic favorite for us.
Yep.
When we go over to Islands of Adventure, I have to ride the High in the Sky Seuss trolley. Absolutely love that one. It's just one of those things I have to do. When we go to Disney, I have to ride the People Mover. Like when we go to Magic Kingdom, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, those are ones that you have to ride when you go.
Yeah.
Epcot, you got to go to Soarin'. There's nothing else really like that.
Yeah.
So to each
Test
their
Track's
own.
Another good one. Yeah.
No, Haunted Mansion, exactly.
Haunted Mansion, yeah. I can't believe I didn't even say the Haunted Mansion. That's another one that I just.
Yeah. Now, as far as things that are a trip for you that is going to be friendly for your wallet, it's not going to be either one.
No.
I hate to say it. The days of being able to go and get these fantastic deals at each park are over. They do offer certain things, like Disney offered the Disney dining card, which was up to $750 gift card for use for dining only. They offer things like that. They offer Disney Visa card member discounts on their rooms. Universal
did what, 2-day park tickets?
Buy 3 days, get 2 days free. That's probably going to be your best deal that you're going to find. So, but technically Universal ticket prices are more expensive than Disney's, but your prices for your Universal packages tend to end up being cheaper because most people don't spend like 6 days in the park. So they're not there for an entire week. They might go for 3 days or 4 days because there's only 2 regular parks. And then there's the Volcano Bay water park. So Something isn't going on in there, and he's mad about it. So,
His TV's still playing. So.
But anyway, give me the hotel at Hollywood. Give me the hotel at Hollywood. No, you don't want Mike. Nikolai. No. So he's trying to get into croissants, and I know once he opens it up, he's going to be like, "That is not what I wanted."
No, he's getting into the donuts that's underneath the croissants.
Oh, okay. So anyway, let me see. Was there any other comparisons that we needed to do? The ride. Between the two, you're basically, it's going to be as broad as it is long, paying for transfer services to and from the parks. That's pretty much the same.
Yep.
And just overall enjoyability, it really depends on what it is that you're planning on doing while you are on that vacation. So if you have little kids and you're planning on doing a lot of things like the dark rides and things they'll be able to fit, you're going to want to do Disney.
Yep.
If you've got teenagers or young adults with you, you're going to want to do Universal, because there's going to be more thrills and stuff for them to do. There's the more adult shows available for them to do.
I actually had one person ask me, they said, can you do any park, instead of going to Disney, go to Universal, and would it cost me as much as it cost me to go to Disney? Yeah, it can. Like, it literally can.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what you go to do. I mean, for instance, you've got the food, you've got the shopping, you've got the rides, you've got the hotels, you've got the experiences, you've got Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights, and then you've got what's going on right now, the Mardi Gras. I mean, granted, wow, man, what is going on with the trains tonight?
I have no idea.
It's crazy, but so there's a ton of stuff to do. So yes, it can cost you just as much, because I mean, you got to think about price for like souvenirs. Your kids are going to walk through, they're going to see something they remember from their childhood, and boom, they're going to want it. So
yep. Wow, that one sounds a little sick.
Yeah. Yes.
One thing I do want to mention is water parks. So Universal has Volcano Bay, which they consider a third theme park. In a lot of ways, it is.
Yes, it is.
Still a theme park, or still a water park, but it's more of a theme park than the two that Disney have, which is Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach.
Yeah.
So I would say that Universal definitely has beat out Disney with their water park with Volcano Bay, just because of how they handle things with like the rafts and being able to use your tapu to check in for rides, so you're not waiting in lines all day. And then also with it being so close to everything. Because literally, if you're staying in Aventura, you go out through the pool area and you can go right into the main entrance. If you are staying at Cabana Bay, they have a private entrance for Cabana Bay visitors that you can go in and out of.
Yep.
So they've done a really great job with that.
Yeah. And you don't want to ask me if I could compare the two, because first of all, I've never been to Disney's water parks.
No.
I'm not a huge water park person. But I have been to Universals, and to be honest with you, I had a lot of fun with it, except for the heights, walking up up to the top to get up there. I asked JT and Noah about that, because man, I was like, whew, knees were shaking a little bit when I got to the top, but once I got on it and started coming down, man, I was a blast. Like, I was ready to go again. But it's so much fun. I mean, I really had a blast with it, but I don't know what it is. If I was to go to a water park, I would go back to that one, Volcano Bay, every time.
Interesting.
I haven't went to, like I said, I haven't went to the ones at Disney, so it could be a total different experience. But from what I'm understanding, it's a little more mild. You know, it's not wild like that. And I like thrill rides. I like doing different things. I just hate the climb. I hate going up. But hey, I'm just getting older, and I'm starting to realize things hurt the older you get. So.
Yes, this is true. Most definitely true. So, did you have any other things that you would want to mention as far as the differences between the two, or something that people should be aware of before they
start
book with
planning? No, honestly, both places are great. You just got to think about the age group that you really have going. Like Megan said, if you got younger kids, Disney's going to be your go-to first. And if you got older kids, you definitely want to take them to Universal because then they get to ride the movies. They're in there with Harry Potter, and Fast and the Furious, and E.T., and Kong, and Jurassic Park. I mean, you've got all of these rides and stuff.
Yeah.
And you get to experience it. Plus, go do the one that Megan always cheats on every time we go, MIB. She goes in there and she cheats.
How do I cheat on
I'm
MIB?
You cheat every single time we go in there. You always
he
come
says
out
I
like
cheat on every shooting game, by the way.
every shooting game.
He
she
just
comes out
cannot
with a
handle that he's a stormtrooper and can never hit a target.
pew pew. So,
Pew, pew.
but no, it's to be honest with you, either park is great, and like I said, you got to really look at your age.
I don't
difference.
cheat, Christopher.
So, but we're
It's not my
wonderful.
fault you guys don't take advantage of bonus points and such.
We're great at planning out that kind of stuff and giving you recommendations and stuff and suggestions on what would work best for your family.
Most definitely.
And hey, start out with Disney, start out with Universal. Doesn't matter. Just go and have fun. Bottom line.
Overall, last question: which one is your favorite vacation destination? Which one would you want me to plan over and over again?
It used to be Disney all the time, but now it's becoming more and more Universal. I'm enjoying Universal because I feel like, I've grown up. I've already taken my kids. Nick's been to Disney. Now it's time to go to Universal and start experiencing all that stuff. Doesn't mean I don't want to go. If you told me we're going to go to Disney, I'm going to go, but I'm not going to say no. But
honestly, I'm getting to a point in my life where, don't get me wrong, I love rides. I enjoy doing the rides and stuff. I'm never going Universal for now. When I have my own kids, I'll return to Walt Disney World. See, Chris, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to be one of those people who's like, oh my God, I got to ride the Velocicoaster. I have to ride the Hulk, Rip Ride Rocket. Like, I'm not going to be one of those like adrenaline junkies that I have to ride all these great big rides. Reason, and I'm not even lying, and you guys are all going to laugh at me. Biggest reason why I enjoy going to theme parks is because of the food. I love being able to go try things I wouldn't normally try, be able to experience different things, different cultures and stuff. So for that reason, I'm going to have to stick with Walt Disney World as much as I love Universal. Trust me, I am like one of the biggest Harry Potter fans. And so it kind of kills me to say that when there is Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade and all that stuff in Universal. Yep. But I'm leaning a little bit towards Disney, and which is why it's on my side, just because I go for food, and at this point in time, Disney wins out on food. So, plus, I mean, how could I lose when they have Animal Kingdom, which is my favorite theme park ever? Yeah, and I get to go and watch like Gino the gorilla and everything else. Yeah, so like watching Tink fly. Yes, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Thank you, Deb. I completely forgot. Nighttime shows. So if you are the least bit into fireworks, things like that. I hate to say it, but Disney, they do a fantastic job. You really can't beat that. Yeah. But Universal's done a really great thing with their nighttime spectaculars because they've done something a little bit different. They do these projections on the Hogwarts Castle, which are beautiful. They tell this great story. It's something that's really unlike anything that Disney really does. And so I think that that's a really great way for them to be able to combat that and make you want to come back because they do that seasonally. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I have to agree with you 100%. Disney has the best shows, nighttime shows, fireworks shows. Universal, they need to step up their A game. I'm sorry, but it is nothing like Disney's.
And fingers crossed, we will finally get to see Fantasmic next week.
Yes. So, but I've heard rumors coming soon, maybe coming soon. Universal drone shows.
That would be cool. Yep. Yeah, that is something
I've
that
been hearing rumors. So
yeah, that would really like bump up the game a lot.
Yeah, it would definitely change some things. So okay. Well, anyway, Megan, I think we're
over time. So I do apologize for that.
Yeah. So.
But anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much. That helps us out in ways that you just don't even understand. So thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you're following us on Facebook, also on Instagram, because like I said, we will be traveling next week. So we will be having tons of things on our stories and doing random posts about things. So you're not going to want to miss those. Make sure that you're following along. Now, as a heads up, I will hopefully have an edited vlog out for you on Thursday. If it's not Thursday, it'll be Friday. And we may or may not be doing our live next Monday. I will be posting on our social media, giving you guys a heads up, because if we do, it probably won't be at 8 o'clock. It'll be earlier than that, because I would like to be able to live stream the Mardi Gras parade, if at all possible.
Well, that might actually be our live next week.
Yeah. So just kind of keep a heads up. Let us know. Like, we will let you guys know how things are progressing and how things are going, so that we can hopefully do that for you. But just kind of keep that in your head. Don't expect a normal time, because we'll be wanting to do that parade for you.
And Monday night, that's when, or is it Saturday that Leslie?
No, they're doing it on Monday.
Monday night. Okay, so on Monday night, you'll actually get to see some of our Plum Crazy Adventure folks that are going with us on this wonderful trip. You get to see them up on the float and stuff. So pay attention. Just wait for us to put up the posts and stuff, and just be ready to tune in. So
most definitely.
Well, I don't know about you, but I need to get out of here and go to bed, because I got to go to
morning.
Yep. Tomorrow morning. So.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We are so grateful for that. And if you are interested in doing a vacation to one of these destinations, or any of the destinations that we've talked about, or even haven't talked about, we do a lot. I've been doing a lot of Europe requests recently, believe it or not. So definitely reach out to us. My email is megan@plumcrazyadventures.com, or you can send us a PM on our social medias. With all that being said, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure?
Because, hey, I'm ready to get you there.
Yeah, he is. I love it. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.